said I helped with the grand opening. How was the grand opening? Did she do a lot of work in the grand opening work, or did she farm it out to everybody else? You do. Hey, Ronnie D. Hello, Cloverly Amy. Treasures by Jim said crazy. Sharon Bolt says hi, JDA. I'm sure the grand opening was full of Taco Bell. Yeah, that's a big joke that she loves her Taco Bell, and her car is full of the wrappers and the experiences that from Taco.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, there you are. I can hear you. DK is here.
Can
DK,
anyone hear me?
yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? DK, you need to turn down your volume on your
Oh, good.
turn down
Okay,
the
but I
volume.
can't hear anyone else. So I don't know if I'm talking over anyone
No,
or
okay.
questions are being asked. I hear nothing.
Okay, hang on a second.
Mhm. Looks like we have someone else joining us.
StreamYard is
Okay,
We have someone else joining us.
okay.
I guess my audio isn't working.
Your audio is working. Okay.
Um,
Read what I wrote to you, because you have to turn down the volume of your other device. Only have on of the device that you're connected to StreamYard with.
okay, I think I figured it out because I can hear you and I think you can hear me.
Yes, but
All right.
you have some feedback in the back, so you need to close your YouTube and just use StreamYard.
Mima, wait. Mima, wait.
What?
There's someone else on the panel with us.
I
We've
see.
got
I see. We have a few people on the panel.
the gentleman in the gray t-shirt.
Can you tell me who you are so I know?
JDA's over here.
Okay. Oh, that's JDA on the left. And who's in the middle?
David.
David, you're back.
Oh, Jim told me you guys were on.
Yep. Okay. So you guys who are coming in, make sure that you turn off the volume on your YouTube and just use your device's volume on your StreamYard so we don't get the feedback, please.
Yep.
Okay. Close your YouTube. Just use the StreamYard. Because someone has. Yes.
I turned off on the YouTube video itself. I turned the volume off. But if I turn the volume off on my laptop, then I can't hear you.
Oh, I don't hear that kickback anymore. That
Yeah,
sound,
it's not there
Okay, good.
anymore either. It's there a little bit.
JDA is in the house.
It's
What up,
too
Dave
much.
Steels?
What up, JD? So today, what we're gonna do is we're going to ask questions and kind of keep it a little bit more StreamYard so people can not
structure.
talk over each other. And then at the end, we can all have discussions of people who want to. Okay. But
All right, sounds good.
since DK was here first, I'd like to ask you how you got involved with the niche lady from the beginning.
Yes, I'd love to tell my story. And for those of you, I'm not telling you to leave this video, but at some point you can go to my channel and watch the two videos I put up. One is about my awful experience with the niche lady, and the other is the unboxing that brought the whole ordeal into play.
Okay.
So I am a reseller. I've been on eBay since early 2017. I'm top rated plus I offer free 30-day shipping, returns. I stand by what I sell, and I pretty much hold other sellers to the same standard. However, I do allow for mistakes because people make mistakes, including myself. But it's how we handle those mistakes that make us a good seller. So I had started Big Sky 406 Sells YouTube channel because of my love for jewelry. And I was mainly doing unboxings from Goodwill Finds before it became Shop Goodwill Finds. And then I was also in hopes of growing my YouTube channel. I was purchasing jewelry items from other sellers on YouTube. And then I would do an unboxing in the video where the viewers could see me cutting that box open and opening it right in front of them and expecting to always get items that were as described in good condition at the value in which they were sold for. And I had done many unboxings at this point, and all of them were very good. And what would happen is that seller would shout me out after the unboxing, and I would shout them out. And it helped to grow my channel, and it creates a rapport. So yes, there is that selfish thing in there where I'm hoping to grow my channel by doing this, but at the same time, it gives me content, and I try to find things that I can also resell. Even if I don't make any money on it, it's helping my YouTube channel grow. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a good value. Well, I had never watched The Niche Lady. I was familiar with The Niche Lady because I had watched Hudson Vintage, and I had trusted Hudson Vintage as someone who really knew about vintage jewelry. I had learned a lot from her channel, and I had seen that they had recently partnered up on this niche shopping network. I also was familiar with the Niche Lady because I had seen her on Thrifting Vegas channel with Tiffany, and I had also seen her on Sunny Las Vegas's channel, but I didn't ever subscribe to her channel or watch her until the one time I went on the niche shopping network to buy something for an unboxing. When I bought the item, there's a long, my answer to this question is going to be a little long, so just bear with me. So I saw, it was almost the end of the sale, and I really wanted to purchase something. And the Niche Lady, it was her turn to present an item because her and Hudson Vintage were going back and forth. And she showed a ceramic bead, hand knotted, like Chinese trade necklace that was vintage and had painted ceramic beads. And those are nice, and I have sold those before, but Niche had said, and it has a 10 karat gold clasp. Because at first I wasn't going to buy it. It was $75. That's too high for one of those necklaces. But once she said it had a 10 karat gold clasp, I was like, okay, yeah, that would definitely be worth it. And then I saw that Hudson Vintage kind of questioned, and the look on her face, she kind of doubted that the clasp was gold and asked her questions about gold lame and everything. And the Niche Lady went on to say that she tested it, and it was indeed 10 karat gold. And then Hudson kind of co-signed it and said, well, yeah, then that clasp is worth more than the necklace alone. So I went ahead and I scanned the QR code they had up and I bought it. And then that brought me to the unboxing video where when I unboxed it,
Wait, I want to
clearly
ask you one question.
Yeah,
Didn't
sure.
Hudson say something about that clasp too when you were
Yes.
okay?
Yes, Hudson did. After Hudson, after you could see clearly on Hudson's face. At first she was like, it could be gold lame and the look on her face. And Danny reassured her, oh, I hate to say her name. The niche lady said that, she tested it, it was 10 karat gold. Then Hudson was like, oh, okay, well then, yeah, it's valuable that the clasp is worth more than the $75 all by itself. Something to that, not that word for word, not verbatim, but
So she kind of backed her
Hudson
up.
she backed her up on it at that point.
Right.
She took her word for it.
Okay.
And
Tammy,
I had no.
okay. Tammy Jones says, were they hand painted? From the screen, the beads looked like there wasn't variation in the birds and butterflies.
Yes, when I received it, it didn't look hand painted. I did this order from the television screen, sitting in my recliner across the living room. So I was basically having to go on what they were telling me and just go by the picture. The problem with buying like that is you can't inspect the items and you can't really see close-up details unless the seller is good at showing those details.
Okay. All right. Go on.
Yeah. So when I unboxed it, I first noticed, yes, it's a nice ceramic beaded necklace, but even my viewers started to notice that in my tone that I was already not happy, but I was trying to stay positive and give her the benefit of the doubt.
You can't give her the
And
benefit. You can't give her the benefit of the doubt anymore. Sorry. Go ahead.
well, this was a
Hey,
year
look, I'm
ago, and
telling
I
you,
had
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm coming with the fire. I got some information. Whenever you're done, take your time. I got a hell of an update. Go ahead.
I know you do, and I'm waiting for it. I've already been messaged. I'm waiting, but let me tell my story because I haven't got there
Okay.
yet.
Sorry.
All right. And so this was early June of 2024. And like I said, I knew nothing of her as far as sales go. So I do this unboxing and I unboxed this with another really nice seller's items. So it was a boxing of two different sellers. Well, I did say at the end of my video, that it was probably a simple mistake and I would be contacting her. And then the channel that video kind of blew up within a few days of people who had experiences with niche or knew something about her, letting me know that I had been scammed and that she does this kind of thing. And at the time, I was still giving her the benefit of the doubt because that's how I am. I don't like to throw stones at anybody until I know for sure for myself with my own experience. But I emailed her and I got an email back from her. I don't remember the email, and I'm not about to share them because then you're messing with legalities there and privacy, and I'm not going to give her that ammunition. But the emails at first were kind of hostile and treated me like a combatant, like I was somebody who was up to no good. And then she came onto my comments and threatened me with libel if I did not delete all the comments. And then she came to me in emails and threatened me to take down the video or or there'd be trouble. And trouble there was. I refused to take down the video. At one point I did delete the comments. I had never dealt with anyone like her before. So I took down the comments and then I felt bad about taking the comments down and thought, what am I doing? Why am I letting somebody censor my channel? So I refused to take the video down because it also gave good PR to another seller and I didn't do anything wrong and didn't feel like I deserved that.
Treasures by Gem says, oh boy, don't get me started on it, lady, and email accounts.
Yes. Yes, which I have since found out that she has shared the emails with other people who have come into the comments of my most recent video about it, saying they've seen the emails and they're questioning me because she gave me a refund 20 days after, which is not true. That's when the email said that she would approve a refund. It
Oh,
took 7 weeks. It took 7 weeks to get the refund. And then she refused to refund me the shipping. And I reminded her, when it's a seller's mistake and not a remorseful buyer, that the seller should refund the buyer. It's the right thing to do.
and Lucinda
And so
says, Lucinda,
she refunded
sorry.
me.
Okay, sorry, you definitely got taken by misleading information. Not cool. Go on.
Yeah, so she finally, and then I told her, I emailed her back and said, you know what, an apology would have gone a long way with me. An apology right from the beginning just would have went a long way with me, and just settling this out. Then she writes me back and says, I apologize. Well, to me at that point, it's not an apology because I had to say something first about an apology. Well, she finally refunds my return shipping, but never refunded the initial shipping. And at that point, I wanted to be done with this woman and the whole experience. And so I just ended it with her. I just stopped corresponding. Well, my eBay store got attacked about 4 or 5 weeks into this.
So
Me being a top rated,
how did that happen though? How do you attack, for people who don't know, how was your eBay store attacked?
and okay, how it was attacked is because of my history on eBay of having maybe 2 or 3 returns a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually because either the item arrived damaged and the seller provides a picture showing the obvious damage by the postal service, or they just didn't like it. It wasn't what they had hoped for. And they get a free return label from me and they get their money returned and it's over with. And so in the 6 years at that time that I'd been selling on eBay, those were the kind of returns I had. And I didn't have, there were years I went without returns. Well, shortly after this experience with her, I got a barrage of returns. I got about 7 return requests, and all of them being items not as described. And some of them were gold pieces that I had sold, 10-carat gold pieces. And
Mm-hmm.
negative feedback was left immediately saying that one person said that they had taken the gold ring to their jeweler to have it tested because they questioned its appearance. And their jeweler had said it's not gold and they wanted a full refund. And I said, okay, yeah, I give full refunds. It's really odd because I test everything and really stand behind but yes, I'll take so I got it back. And when I got this item back, it was still in the same packaging as I had sent it. It had never
It's
even
been
been opened.
correct.
They slapped the return label right on top of the one I had on it. It had never even been opened. And I know that because I lay my labels right on top of the seal of the package.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just tell when a package has been opened. So for them to lie and say they had taken it to a jeweler and had it tested, they had never even opened it. It was just a way to defame me or slander me. And then I got another return request, and they said, and these were 2 expensive Juicy Couture limited edition charms that sold for about $75 a piece.
Wow.
And I had sold those to this person, and the day of delivery, they wrote to me and said, I am sorry to tell you this, but the package was opened and there was nothing in it. Or at first they just said there was nothing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I take every package to the post office and I have them weigh it and scan it so that I have a weight that shows when I dropped it off, I actually have the weight of the package. I says, was there a sticker on that package that said that it was damaged? Because I happen to know that the Postal Service will put that on a damaged package before delivery. There will be some sort of stick on it, or they will return it to sender. And I happen to have that information directly from a postmaster that's what they do if a package is damaged or opened somewhere along the way. They'll return it to sender. So the person then comes back and tells me, and I saved all the messages from this person on eBay, and there was a lot of them. And they had said, well, it was cut open. And they showed me a picture, and you could tell it was sliced at the corner. And I'm like, well, that's funny that the post office didn't put a sticker on it. And she said, don't worry, eBay has seller protections. You will get all your money back, and so will I. I'm like, what? That's not how it works. So back and forth, back and forth. And then she went on to say that my prices were overflated and started attacking me personally as a seller in these messages. And I ended up taking this case all the way to a third party outside investigator that eBay connected me with. Because I actually take videos also when I package items of anything over $50. I record it with my phone. I record myself packaging items because it's come to that with certain people. So, and it was one of those things because of that 10-karat gold ring, I had decided to start recording everything. So I had recordings of this farm thing. Anyways, I took it to a third party investigator source that eBay had put me in touch with, and I won a claim. I got all my money back. And as far as I know, that person's eBay access was taken down. Now, I later, because I had their information from the shipping label, I later saw their name in Nisha's comment section on her videos.
Oh,
And so I had a friend of mine get on their eBay page and look for this person who was a seller, by the way,
oh, nice.
and they could not find their account. So we believe eBay took them down. But I had several other returns, purchases and returns that left me negative feedback. Item not as described, and then most of them were gold jewelry
Uh-huh.
and returned to me, and it
And
all
you
happened
hadn't
within
had
a
you
short
had
period.
and you hadn't had return, but maybe 2 returns in your whole history before that, correct?
2 or 3 a year. There were a few years where I had no returns,
Right.
but it would usually be for fit or I didn't like it.
So
It had never been for item not as described.
the timing was all suspect because they all started coming in after you made that video.
Yes, and one of them I was able to identify in her chats because of her name on the shipping label and the name in the niche ladies chat. So one of them I was able to identify. I
Wow.
thought about carrying it out further with the police, but at this point I wanted everything just to be over and I didn't want to pursue it any further. So I decided to take my YouTube channel down. And I was just really close to having 500 subscribers at the time, and I had a
Mhm.
giveaway going. And but I had just also bought a fifth wheel, a $58,000 fifth wheel, which is in my first video on the new channel. And I had
Wow.
payments to make on that. I couldn't afford this kind of thing happening to eBay.
Did
eBay was my bread and butter. I get a retirement income, but I also supplement that income with my eBay sales because I'd been working towards a goal for many, many years, and here it looked like I was being sabotaged.
Okay, let me see if there's any questions in the chat or comments that pertain.
All right.
Okay, so um, let's see. Cynthia says, yes, that video was eye-opening about the sleight of hand she engaged. Alex says, thank you for your due diligence. Cynthia also says, smart. Tammy Jones says, the problem with that, unless you record at handoff to the post office, a person can't really prove that they didn't open it after they did the video. Hudson said testing. Let's Low Dawn, Hudson
What?
Vintage, and let me see if there's any more comments. Is this a live or a replay? This is live, Hudson. I know you're getting ready for tonight, but it would be nice to hear from you. Let's see. Hudson says awesome. Alex says, let's hear your story, Dawn. People want to hear from you, Dawn. Is there a link to join? Yes, it'll be, you can join it when we put it up. We still have David and I thought, isn't, what's his name still in the chat? No.
I think JDA had to step out for a minute.
Okay, let me see. I just want to make sure, DK, that there's nothing else that you want to say before I go to.
Yeah, I just refer everybody to the two videos I did recently. The one is I shared the original unboxing video where I unboxed the necklace. And I want everyone to know that she did eventually refund me, and Hudson also reached out to refund me. I declined Dawn's refund because I had already received a refund. And I know I don't have any ill will towards Hudson Vintage either.
Okay.
At the time, I'm sure she was just supporting Danny and had no intentions to fraud me. But now that in hindsight, and I look back, I really feel like the niche lady knew what she was doing and had made false claims about that class at this point. And I just want to end it with that. So anybody can go to my channel and look at those videos if they need more information, or message me there, because I know what these guys came on here to share is really important. And I would also like to hear from Hudson Vintage too, because I do
Okay.
respect her.
All right.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Dawn, glad you're here.
Hi. Okay, listen, I don't have a lot of time. I have my own life that I'm getting ready for, and I just got home and I haven't even scheduled it yet. I just want to like say in my own interest, sort of like a PSA, I have learned a lot and I've grown a lot and I have like a lot of wisdom now. And I will never be addressing this on my own channel.
Dave, can you mute yourself if you're not muted already, Dave? Okay,
I'm
go
not.
on. I'm sorry, Dawn.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to say, if you come on my channel, don't ask me about it, please. I will not be addressing this on my channel. I have moved on. Whatever happens going forward, whatever information comes to light, I've actually told the people that I'm still sort of friendly with. Like there are, we know who they are. One Way, Chelsea. I have said, Dave, I've said to them, don't feel it necessary to fill me in on everything as it becomes into the light, because I only want to know about something if it affects me today or in the future. If it's from the past, I can't afford to spend any energy on it. It was really hard when it happened. And then, I mean, I don't have a horror story the way that other people do, but I'm still affected. And then also I want to say now, I will never be collaborating with anybody else on YouTube ever again, ever. Don't think that you can come to my channel and think that you're going to get a shout out or whatever. I'm not vetting anyone. I'm not attempting to vet anyone because it doesn't mean anything. You just don't know with people. She presented herself to me as someone who was always into best practices, who was a professional. I really did not see, I mean, it's a mask. She mirrors everyone she looks at, right? That's what she's good at. So what she was mirroring to me was somebody who I wanted to work with. So I just don't trust it anymore. I'm not going to do it. Don't expect it. Don't ask for it. And that's really all I'm here to say. And more will be coming out. And, I have a joke. I want to end with on a less serious note, I thought of this really funny joke. It's very meta, but the people who hear it, like the people who know, will get it. The joke is, why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
Because it was coming home to roost. Knock, knock. Open the door. Knock, knock. All right, I'm out. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Dawn. I wish you could stay longer and answer some questions. I will read them.
Okay. I'll comment if I can. I'll answer in the comments.
Okay, let's see. Let me see. Someone said, okay, Dawn, spill the beans. Lucinda said, DK, there's more to your story. Perhaps you can discuss if any more lawsuits, if it was disgusting in your video about quite a lot of money and other that work that you did and are owed. Lucinda says, I'm putting that out there because I'm pretty sure that was you. And even if you can't discuss it, I want to point other resellers in the direction of being able to watch the video. Okay. DK says, I don't blame you, Dawn. Lucinda says, that is so sad, Dawn. I understand, and I'm sorry to hear it. I know Dave's been patiently waiting. Dave, come on up.
He's
Let me
there.
just double check and see if
He's here.
there are any more questions. Alex said, thank you for that, Dawn. I was afraid you were going to say something else. And Mana Bijou says, good to see you, Dawn. Your tribe has your back. Okay, Dave. Is there any? Dave, are you there? Hello? Dave?
We asked him to mute because he was munching. It was
I know, but
distracting.
no. Okay, so Dave, come back. Everybody knock on
There
him.
he is.
There you are, Dave.
He's I saw
Sorry.
some activity over there.
Uh-oh. Dave, come back. Dave, come back.
I promise I didn't duct tape him or nothing.
No, he's here. Let me see. Talk, Dave. Where are you? Oh, we lost him for a second now. He'll come back. Dave, just use the link and come on back in. I'm sorry you had to wait a minute. Dawn might have talked to you about coming in front of you. I think it might have happened, but come on, Dave. Where are you? Let me see if there's anything else in the chat while Dave is trying to come back in. Cynthia McPhee says, how will it come out if you're protecting yourself? Is that to Dawn?
Might have been.
Might have been. So, Dawn, if you want to answer that in the chat or what? Alex says, too bad you couldn't get. Are you back?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I had to rejoin.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this.
Okay, Dave.
No,
Before you start, just
I
tell us
read
who
it.
you are. Tell us
Yep.
who you are again, and tell us how you got into contact or what happened with Mitch.
Okay, I am a top-rated seller on Poshmark, high-volume seller. This is my username on Poshmark. I sell jewelry and vintage glass. So this all started with me to where she spent $500 with me. She bought 4 1-gallon unsorted bags of jewelry for $100 a piece, and she bought a jewelry box for $100 that I picked up from the auction. I sold it as is. I panned over it, opened it. She seen it. She paid $100. She gets her stuff. She does a video that was supposed to be all about me, but then she got into all her boo hoo hoo, woe is me. And so she looked at the box. She's pointing it out. This is junk, junk. And then by the end of the video, now I have nice stuff. So she is supposed to, in her video, go through all 4 bags that she said everything was junk, but yet she didn't show the 4 bags. She opened a case against me on Poshmark. She did not win the case. I won the case. So then we filed in her county litigation for slander, defamation. There's a couple other things, blah, blah, blah. She's been served. The court date is in November. So in my journey along this, because I really didn't know this lady, JDA referred her to me. He told me about her. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll check her out, blah, blah, blah. I got to do my investigation work. Well, over the last 3 days while I was on vacation, come to find out, and I call her the niche pig, not the niche lady, the niche pig. So the niche pig, and I know she's going to watch this video. She has a lien of $1,600 from hang on, let me tell you what the company's name is. American Finance, American First Finance.
What is an e-lien? So people who don't know what it is know.
A lien is when a creditor holds an interest in a piece of property that you have and you cannot sell it with a clear title. You have to pay
Okay.
off the creditor before you can sell an item that is a titled item. So she has a lien of $1,600 on her piece of shit car. She has $2,612 in her bank account. Where is all her money? Then yesterday, I took it upon myself to call every Goodwill within 20 miles of the house that she rents, that she doesn't own. And guess what? She's been kicked out of every Goodwill. Because if you notice in her Goodwill videos, she puts shit in the basket, but how come we never see her check out? So all these items that she puts in a basket, she just leaves out of the front of the store, and they have to pay their hard workers to put it all back in the places where it goes as she collects it, pulls it off the shelves and puts it in a basket. So I spoke to the district manager, two different district managers and store managers to find out. And I didn't mention her name. I said, by any chance, do you have someone that just randomly comes in and fills baskets with merchandise and just leaves them there? Every store told me yes. And without saying her
Wow.
name, they said
Wow.
that individual has been trespassed from all Goodwills. There you go.
So her story about her working with Goodwill and they wanting to talk to her and
Bullshit.
ask her all these questions. You talked to the Goodwills personally,
I
and
did.
they
Yeah.
said what again? Tell us again
Two
what they said.
two district managers, seven store managers said that that lady has never purchased an item, and she leaves all the merchandise she collects in her videos at the front of the Goodwill store in a shopping cart. Because if you think
Wow.
about it, how come she's never checking out in her videos?
Wow.
And that is the honest to God's truth. So, you know, and I'm still digging. I'm still digging. I'm still digging. And I got a big shovel. And I'm only that much into it. So we still have that much of the shovel left to fill.
Wow.
You know,
Now,
the thing is, she was she shouldn't have did what she did, or else no one would ever found out this information. I have all the resources I need to dig up all the dirt on this lady that I can possibly dig up. So, you know, and I won't even accept a apology from this lady. I am nowhere near done, and I am going to continue carrying on. And there you go.
what I did notice recently is when I was looking at her videos and videos that are on other people's pages, that if you look at our names here in the chat, most of us have normal names, or like a fun name, but there are no numbers behind our names. Very few have numbers behind our names. But when you look at her chat, all the comments are like Jane Tyler 17496, Mary Jones 324, and they're not normal names like you see
Those
here in the chat. So
those
are those what
those
what
numbers are her supporters' prisoner numbers.
or are they bot numbers is
They're
what
bot
my
numbers.
point is.
They're bot numbers. That's what they are.
They're bot numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all made up names
Yeah.
and accounts that she
It-
uses in her chat to make it seem like all these people fall in love with her and they follow her everywhere she goes.
No, it's all it's the whole see now, and I'm not here to talk about myself or my business. But like when I'm on live selling on Poshmark or whatnot, or YouTube or TikTok, whatever, the numbers in there are real. There's not going to be bots getting in your show on platforms like whatnot and Poshmark. So the numbers that we hold, the sales that we do are real. We don't have to make ourselves out to be something that we're not,
Correct.
because we are what we are, and we are enjoying the success that we've built ourselves. So when you have to make yourself, oh, look at me, I'm huge, when you're really not, that's an insecurity, knowing that automatically from the stretch you are a failure. So I mean, it goes hand in hand. Like I said, this thing is really entertaining about the goodwill thing, and it was what a just a creative point to recognize that she does not check out in her videos. So that is what I took, and it got me to thinking, well, all I got to do is make some phone calls. I mean, you can get answers to questions in a roundabout way with just doing a little bit of inquiries.
Right.
And it worked. I got all the answers I wanted. It didn't cost me a dime. It costed me 15 minutes of my vacation time yesterday, and I got
Well,
everything I needed.
Cindy McPhee says, keep digging,
Oh, I am.
Dave.
I am.
And Laura says, but she does sell stuff from Goodwill. Yeah, but she has countless things
Well,
that,
can I tell you a majority of her inventory? Yeah, she probably does buy some stuff from Goodwill, a couple here and there. But a majority of her stuff comes from the 501(c)s that gave her merchandise to put in the shop that she closed down and stole all their merchandise. So that's
right,
inventory.
right. Let's see what someone else says. Cindy says she removed her video about you. Put it on members only. Dave, did you know that?
No, that's probably, but still, it at this point it doesn't matter because I have the recording, I have it saved, and you know what? At this point, it's too late in the game. I mean, whether, like I said, whether she deletes the video, gives me an apology, you already put that stake in
Right.
my back.
Live for Babies PH says, watch a lot of thrifters who don't show themselves checking out. And Lucinda says, exactly. Everyone loves a good shop along with me video. And she can refill whatever the heck she likes and lose customers who call her out. But this behavior is going to collapse her life. What a mess. And
Well, see,
I'm just going to say, we don't want her to collapse her life. We want her to change. We want her to make amends. We want her to be a better person.
yeah, sure, that's with everybody.
Right.
So,
Treasures
go
by
ahead.
Jem says, I will say, if she's banned from Goodwill and abandoned her carts, this has to be within the last month or two. I personally shopped with her and checked out with her. Traumatizing.
Yeah. No, this is of recent.
Okay.
So the whole thing is yeah, I'm not trying to dig this lady a grave or nothing like that. She's still human. But when you try to attack me or my finances, which Poshmark is my finances, um, on a bunch of BS, I have to build a defense on this. I have to stand up for myself and not let her, the whole time. It's just, it's wrong. So I guess when you do me dirty, and that was dirty, I'm coming for you in every legal way possible.
Uh huh.
Legal.
Right.
legal.
Right. What's next says YouTube assigned the numbers to my name because my name is short. Okay. Lucinda said, oh, Cindy says, sorry, she must be a nightmare to shop with. That's to to Jem. Lucinda says, live for babies. Me too, but there's a pattern here beyond that. It's sad. Sillies is all as resellers.
And look, now, not everything is bad about her. We all have our bad points. We all have our good points.
Correct.
But when you're stealing money, trying to con and trick people out of money, and just spit ill will towards other sellers out of your mouth. Not only
Hmm.
me, I mean, there's plenty other people. So I'm not saying, oh, boo hoo is me, because it's nothing like that.
Right.
But she needs to be exposed and put in her place. I mean, it's simple as that. And she needs to step up to the mic. She needs to do a YouTube video, and she needs to be like, hey, I've been wrong. Now I want to make it right. I'm starting
Right.
a whole new thing, and quit trying to epitomize people, quit slandering people that you don't know, quit trying to get over on people. And this is with anybody. If JDA Collectibles was like this, I would be putting him on blast if he attacked me, and or Mima or Betty White or anybody, man. It's just, the thing is people are afraid to speak up about situations like this most of the time. They're gonna be like, oh my god, the niece lady, she'll come after me. Yeah, no, I come, bring it. I got more fire than an arsenal. So
Well, I do know that there was someone who was on a Reddit, and I was told this story that was in like investigating her,
yep,
and they went on her Shopify. Okay. And they were looking at things on her Shopify. And then they said something on the Reddit about what they looked on the Shopify. And what she did was she found out who that person was, because I guess with Shopify, you have to put your address or email in or
yep,
something. And the woman had a sheriff arrive at her door to do a wellness check on her
hmm,
within a day.
wow,
So isn't that called hazing or something like
it
that?
is. So yeah,
So
and that's called hazing.
so that happened to that person who was on Reddit, and then what I was told was she found out that it all came from the Spotify.
Yep,
And if she's going on her Spotify account and taking someone's information and putting it out there to do something like that, I think
yep.
that's illegal. I really do.
Now, she's a very defensive person. So I'm going to tell you what she's going to do. And I know how this plays out. She's going to pull up my criminal background. She's going to be like, oh my God, this guy did 10 years in prison for a bunch of property crimes from the time he was 23 to 33. I don't care. I don't hide that from anybody. Everybody that shops with me on Poshmark is aware of my criminal background. So these are the things that you're going to start seeing come out because of what I'm doing like this.
And how
And
long have you how long has it been since you
yeah,
turned your life around
20
and
years. 20
20
years,
years?
but the average thinking person, most people are not like, oh well, that's in the past. A lot of people think like, oh my god, he's a bad guy, he got $12 million out of a corporation, blah blah blah. And it's sad because she will bring this. People on Poshmark that have blocked me because they don't like the way I sell have brought this into their shows, and they've done it when I've been in there. So, I mean, whatever, dude. I'm gonna.
Peters, yeah.
I I just saw where somebody says that that's an automatic thing because you didn't take up all the spots for the name. So You can remove them because DK actually says you can remove those.
Okay.
But it's just because I guess it's a spot you can fill and it fills it.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
So there.
So there,
Okay.
I'm wrong.
I'm going back on mute for a minute.
Okay. Deli Girl says she always cries when she wants money. Poor followers give it to her. It's despicable. Yeah. Have you seen her do any of that? Has she done any of that when you were working with her? Cry about money?
About money? Oh,
Yeah.
she was trying to, I think, like butter me up to give money to start up the niche shopping network again.
So a lot of us don't know how that works because she told a story about this isn't going to cost anyone who comes on to sell. I don't charge anything.
That's a lie.
So tell us how it worked.
When I initially signed the contract last August,
Uh-huh.
I had to pay $200 a month, and
Wow.
it would give me 1 2-hour show per week. It gave me having I forget what they called Chelsea, not a director, whatever she was behind the scenes helping,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And you had to pay.
So you
But
had one show a week
correct.
for $200 a month with
Correct.
help from Chelsea.
Correct.
And did Niche do anything for you when you were on there, or was it all Chelsea?
It was all Chelsea. The only time Niche came on was to complain. She would come in I think they called it the back room or something. I forgot what it was called. And she would complain about my pricing. She would say my stuff was too cheap. She would complain about like money I take off. I'm like, I could do whatever I want. Obviously I source better than you do, Niche, if I could sell that for that price. Sorry.
So was she upset that your prices were lower than hers and she
Yes.
wanted to charge more to her customers?
Yes. And she wanted me to up my prices, which I wouldn't do.
Wow. Okay, so you came on after Picker Road was let go.
Correct.
Did you have any dealings with Picker Road at all?
When I was negotiating to come on to NSN, I was supposed to, I forget what day Picker Road was on, and I was going to fill in one of the other days. And when I had nothing to do, I never spoke with them. But after they were let go, we had a conference, Dawn, myself, and Danny had a conference call, and Danny was like giggling, "Oh, we have a free spot on Tuesday now," or whatever day it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh," and it she just made it feel very awkward. We even had the other thing I want to say. She acted like she was my boss. You're not my boss. I'm paying for time on your network. You can't tell me what to do. She would send like these emails, and we had, like I said, these conference calls. I was like, "What? You're not my boss. I could care less what you say."
So did she ever come on when you were doing one of your sales?
She would come, yes. In the first sale, she came on to introduce you as the new host.
Right.
The only other sale that, I never partaked in their end of the month sale because my prices were low enough. I didn't have to drop it any lower.
Uh-huh.
So I never did that. The only other thing I did was the Black Friday giveaway train that we had. And here, Nick, she's so cheap. She gave away crap as like the giveaway. I was like, you are so cheap. It was so embarrassing. Here you're supposed to be like the leader of our network, and you gave away crap.
So little things that you probably didn't pay very much for.
Yeah, the tchotchke crap.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people like that stuff, but come on. If you're doing this like huge giveaway, you're promoting this. I gave away almost a $300 vase. Dawn gave away like a diamond bracelet. Niche gave away probably a Care Bear. It was like that was the comparison. It was horrible.
Okay, a question. Does Tiffany Thrifting Vegas still associate with Danny? Do you know?
She has mentioned that name to me, but do I know if what she told me is true? I don't know.
Okay. If Christie investigated Betty White, who did they contact for info? The Golden Girls, laughed Maya.
Hey,
Somebody.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see. Deli Girl at live or my baby's number PHI. Laughing, saw that. Okay. Don't know what that means. I missed that one. Cynthia McPhee says, oh, please, Thrifting Vegas is a coward riding the fence. She doesn't want to alternate the subscribers she shares with Niche. Wow, that's a heavy statement. Victoria Hall says, narcissists fear exposure. Alex says, I agree, Cindy. Alex says, lost a lot of respect for her. Live for my baby's number PHI says, it's called swatting. Yes. Cynthia McPhee says, I have a question for Jem. Is her daughter advising her? Idaho Jem. Or do you know if her daughter is involved with her?
I mean, I never really spoke to her about her daughter. She just told me about the bad times with the daughter. Like when she's like, oh, I wish she never posted something. I like just more crap, more family drama. They want to be like the Kardashians, but the Kardashians are like golden compared to the Niche family.
Do we know what that stuff that her daughter posted? Does anyone know that might want to speak on it?
I don't know what was posted. The only thing I know is that because I have messages.
Mm-hmm.
She said that the daughter felt she was a one-night stand. I mean, stupid stuff like that. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? I don't care.
I have some information about what her daughter posted. And her daughter has refuted it now and said that she posted this at a time in her life when she was going through things, and it was on a Reddit page, and it was about being a child of narcissistic parents. And she went after both of her parents. But one of the things she posted was that when she was young, her mother was a swinger, and she made her watch her brother and sister while her mother was throwing swinging parties.
That's disgusting.
So this was on the Reddit. Her daughter said that this was true on the Reddit and said that she pulled it down because she's writing a book on having having a narcissistic parent. But yeah, that's what was on the Reddit.
But the only thing I also want to say about this Christy Walker, after seeing like the photos they had of my dad and my dad's accident, I said, listen, this money that you got from Danny is dirty money. I said, I want you to donate it to, I said, a Mothers Against Drunk Driving or the ASPCA, and prove it to me you did. She went to, I forget, Chelsea, I don't know if it was Sam's Club or one of these places, bought $800 worth of dog food and donated it to one of their shelters. I still haven't confirmed that she really did it, but I have she sent me a receipt that she paid $800 for this dog food to make because she wants me, she wants something from me, and I'm sorry. After what you did, go screw. But I'm just if I could confirm that she really gave this dog food to this animal shelter, I'll be grateful that the money that was doing dirty deeds against me and my family has been given to a good cause.
Well, I know that there's an issue going on right now. We talked a little bit about the Niche Lady nonprofit that she had in the last talk, and how she never really had the nonprofit. She was telling everyone she did and had people donating, but it was never existent. She never got the license for it. So the thing she's doing now is selling these little
turtles
yes, that her mother's making, and it's supposed to go to this some kind of
turtle factory.
Yeah, coterie thing that saves turtles.
And
but
this
lady who lives, I think she's in Arizona, and she has a turtle rehab or whatever.
Uh,
But the coterie, some kind of coterie is the name. But she keeps on saying, "Oh, the lady's had family issues, and I haven't been able to see her. I'm gonna give her that money." It's been over a year, right?
she spent the money. No, it was still going on. When I would say it was still going on like early 2025. But what I did say in one of my videos, and I mean this wholeheartedly, and I will do it live. If I make any money off YouTube, because I guess I could get the money now or whatever, I will donate it to Who Niche Screwed, these nonprofit people. So whatever, if I get a check, I'll donate it to them, and I'll do it live on YouTube and say, here, because Niche screwed you, here's some money.
Okay, let's see. I have some things here. I never. Deli Girl said I could never take to Jordan a model. What does she model? Gloves and shoes? Well, I mean, she has a look, and models have all different kinds of looks, and she does have a nice body. I'll give her that. Oh, so let's see. Tammy Jones. Some of her giveaways shit was worth the shipping. The buyers paid for the free item. Yeah, that's sad. That's really
Probably.
sad.
It's so funny. They had to pay for the shipping, but everyone else on the Niche Shopping Network, I had to pay for it.
Cynthia McPhee says she's money grubby. I this is hard to figure out because Dave was saying she only has a little bit of money in the bank. Where is this money?
She blows through a lot. I know she has money issues. She definitely does, because when we would talk, say like this, it would be like the third week of the month. She'd say, "Oh, I have to, tighten the belt because there's not much till I get paid by YouTube."
Wow.
And I know her niche lady shopping shop, whatever, doesn't do as well as she claims it does.
The Shopify one, you mean?
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
then she does go on and do like those whatnot binges because that's quick money for her.
Right.
She calls it a cash grab.
Well, she's been back on Whatnot a lot, I seem to notice.
Well, she told me she just signed a new contract with them.
Wow. So do they give a good amount of money? I don't know anything
No.
about Whatnot.
Yeah, they don't get.
I don't know how it
She
works.
yeah she didn't go into detail about it, like
Mhm.
what the contract had said, but it's not. I mean, you can't live off it, like what they
Right.
give you.
So Bluebird said, would love Dave's email if allowed. Have questions on what is the best way for me to sell my vintage glass, Majolica Palisade, and jewelry. My daughter doesn't want it. Not her cup of tea. Any ideas? Well, Bluebird, I know he has a store, and we wouldn't give emails through here. So you would have to contact him through a store. Do you know his store, JDA?
See, mine. I ask everyone just contact me through Instagram.
No, I'm talking about Dave.
Oh, Dave's Deals. He doesn't have a physical store either. You could Oh, I don't know if he has Instagram.
He has Poshmark though, right?
Yeah, he has Poshmark.
Okay, you can try and find him on Poshmark.
And it's the
Do you
same
want to
handle.
Yeah, same handle. Do you want to give her any hints on how to sell this stuff she's got?
I'll buy it if it's jewelry.
She said Majolica, Palisade, and jewelry. So, JD.
You can find me on Poshmark or Instagram.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Victoria says, "Hi all. I comment on all your videos. You guys are courageous speaking out." Cynthia McPhee says, "Who did this? Who did what?" I probably missed where we were back then because it's so interesting when someone's telling the story. You kind of lose it. Deli Girl says, "I suppose Jordan is pretty, but not as pretty as she thinks she is." Danny, a swinger? Wow. Italian Girl says, "After watching, so interested in this niche lady for me to understand more. So I subscribe to her channel." Oh, don't give her any more money. No, give her as much money as you want. Let her, figure it out.
Let her be fruitful.
Right.
And swing.
Yes. Victoria says, some childhood trauma is an indicator of narcissistic behavior as an adult. Italian Girl says, "I love turtles." Did JDA say Turtle Factory? Says Meep. Victoria Hall says hello. Victoria Sampson, let's remember Jordan is a flaming liar and embellishes everything. Okay. She's got an opinion there. Deli Girl, Victoria Sampson, is she really? Wouldn't be surprised. Jordan loves filters, Cynthia McPhee says. Victoria says she admitted in her so-called book she was writing, may all be in her head. It's her perspective. Oh, another person who uses YouTube and stuff for entertainment purposes. Isn't that a surprise? Do you think that Niche uses and tells stories just for entertainment purposes to get people to believe her, JD?
Oh, Danny?
Yeah,
Absolutely. And I meant to say Turtle Sanctuary, not Turtle Factory.
oh,
Sorry.
right.
But she does use stories like that. The one that always sticks out in my mind, because someone had asked me about it, was the car accident. Like the way she posed it, it was like that she had a Dawn's car and like it was bad, but it was like she was in an Uber and they hit a deer. That happens a lot in New Jersey. I'm
Right.
sorry. And she acted like it was just ridiculous.
Let's see. Victoria says, did everyone thank Jordan for more than likely silencing people, the Reddit group, and now giving the victims a bigger platform? Thank you, Mini Me. Carol Noman says, the more you try to stifle something, the bigger it gets. DK says, I couldn't find your Poshmark closet, JDA. Did you hear me?
I'll post it on one of my video. I don't know what you call it in the information area. How you just the link that you click on.
Okay. Deli Girl says the Streisand effect. And Carol says, I thank Jordan in my clusterfuck earrings for that. Victoria says, hi, lovely Carol and Deb. Yes, the Streisand effect. Beautiful ladies. Hi. Niche. DK says, niche sales have gone up since my video. She's getting a lot of views too. Well, she's also coming back and saying a lot of things on her responses, like all these people are ganging up, they're working all together. This is a group that just wants to take me down. Can you address that, JDA?
You want me to address taking down?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have no interest in taking down. That's not my agenda. My agenda is you went after my money. I got a problem with that. And you snitched niche behind my back and gathered information like that. What still burns me is that they had photos of. I'm like, how did you have photos of my dad's accident?
That's
How?
horrible. That's
How?
horrible. Horrible. I am so sorry that that happened to you. Losing a parent in a tragic accident is something no one should experience.
It's
It's
and
terrible.
let me tell you, then she was always interested. Oh, she got all the information when we sold my dad's house. I mean, I know that's public,
Right.
but she had all the information gathered to see how much money I actually got after after closing fees and costs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's none of her business.
No, it's not. And it's only done to use it against somebody somehow,
Yeah.
some way.
I mean, I used to be, and I even told her, I said, when I was growing up, I was always said, oh, you got a silver spoon in your mouth, like told stuff like that. And so I was like embarrassed of where I came from. And I never should be, never, and I'm not anymore. But, I don't know. It's just overwhelming that someone tried to use things against me to get money.
Right.
And if she actually thought, there's no way, there's just no way, because the check would have been sent to the Niche Shopping Network, made out to the Niche Shopping Network, and she can't cash that.
Right. DK is here. DK, JD, you can answer these questions together because you've both been here. Victoria says the Meemaw video is what did it for me. That's why I came on to support the Meemaws. The Meemaw video, I think, was one her daughter did, saying that if you have a Meemaw who's on talking bad about people, turn off turn off the router. Don't let your Mimas go online and speak up about stuff. Well, the thing is she's selling mostly to older ladies and Mimas. So if they've been screwed in some way or another, why shouldn't they go out and speak about it?
Absolutely.
It's sad. It's sad what she does. It really is.
Alex
I
says,
jumped
is the live over? No, we're still here.
I jumped on because I would like to share what other people shared with me in private emails.
Ay.
Not private, because they just didn't want it
But
out
the other
written
thing
in
I just want
public
to
or
say
identified.
regarding
I also
Mitchie Poo.
wanted to
Wait,
share what was written in my
speak over
comments.
each other, guys. Don't speak over each
Oh,
other. Okay. No, it's okay. Go ahead. I'm just, it's hard when two people are talking at once. Go ahead.
Oh, which go ahead?
Yeah.
Me?
No, let her go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
I just jumped on quickly because we started talking about her getting views in the comments, and I just wanted to share a little bit of what I started seeing in the comments of my video, if you don't mind. Is that all
Not at
right?
all. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I, in my video of my awful experience with the niche lady, that video has gotten almost 50,000 views, over 40,000. I don't know exactly how many, and thousands of comments. And some were supporters of hers, and they're welcome to speak as long as they don't harass other people commenting. If they harass other people commenting, then I will block them. But if they're making comments at me directly, I'm not going to block them. But don't attack the people who are sharing their experiences in my comment section. But anyways, there were many people that spoke out that said they had had similar experiences when shopping on the niche shopping network of receiving items not as described. One lady bought a ceramic figurine, and she was a collector, and Niche had not put or had not said anything about the chip that was on the ear or somewhere on this figurine. I don't remember everything word for word, but the item was chipped, and it had been chipped for a long time. The woman could tell because the item was dusty, and where it had been chipped, it was dusty, and there was no piece of the item in the package. It was an old chip, and it had not been disclosed. So she had reached out to ask for a return and was berated by Niche Lady in emails, like this person was trying to get over on her. And this person was so upset by the way Niche had talked to her that she just didn't even pursue it any further and just kept the item. And then another person had emailed me and said that they had bought something from the Niche Lady, a piece of jewelry, and it was in horrible condition, unwearable. And none of that was disclosed in the show when it was being sold. And Niche had said, I will give you store credit. And the person says, no, I really just want my money back. I don't want to buy anything else from you. And Niche said, well, as soon as you ship it back to me, I'll inspect it, and then we'll get your refund. And the person says, no, I want you to send me a return shipping label because this is your mistake, not mine. And she
Right.
refused to give a shipping refund. But there was at least a dozen or more comments also made on my video of people having these experiences when shopping on the Niche network, of how they were treated when they had complained about an item they received as not being as described or having damage, and her not wanting to provide a shipping label or refund them
Honor
over and over and
guarantee.
over. Yes. And
Wow.
so I had a few of those people who had shared their experiences in my comments got attacked by some of her supporters.
Wow.
And so I really did not want to delete anybody's comments because I did not want to be like she is. But if you're going to attack the people who are making themselves vulnerable and sharing in the comments, because a lot of people don't have YouTube channels to share their experience. They have to come in to videos like mine or someone else's and share their experience. I also got
Right.
comments from people that said, you gave me a voice. You gave me a voice because I have nowhere to share my experience with this person. And I thought I was the only one and this was a one-time thing, but I'm seeing that it's not. So, and many other people, because of my video, are now going over and checking out her channel. And they're also showing up at her Whatnot sales and supporting her because some people see my video as trying to ruin her business. And I'm not trying to run her business. I'm just trying to hold her accountable and to warn those. So I guess that would be ruining her business if that's how you want to look at it. But really, it's just the
JDA,
more
come
and more.
back in. If you need the link, Funky will drop it for you. If you got booted out.
Yeah, I didn't mean to push him
No,
out.
no,
I
no,
wasn't.
no. You
Okay.
didn't boot him out. He got booted out. It happens with us. It just happens
Okay.
sometimes with us. Nobody booted him out. He can come back in. He just needs the link.
Right.
Okay.
So she's, when I had one person say, oh, in my comments, they said, oh, getting views off of the niche lady, are you? And I'm like, yeah, and she's getting views too. But I didn't mean like, yeah, this is why I'm doing it.
Right. And
Yeah,
I just
just
want to know, did you have any connection with Hudson Vintage before this? I mean, after
I
this,
just said
like,
no.
did Hudson Vintage say to you, let's say, because that's the story I think she's pushing, that someone's helping push this all out. Did she say, you need to put out a video and tell your story or
No,
something?
actually, no one told me ever to put out my story.
Right.
No one has ever prompted me anywhere at any time to ever put out a story. I, being, like I said in the beginning when I first got on to this podcast, I said that, you know, I I hold other sellers to a higher standard because I practice higher standards. And I
Mm-hmm.
think if you're going to represent the reselling community, especially on YouTube, that you should stand behind what you sell. You shouldn't sell anything that's in really bad condition unless you're selling it as like a junk lot or a craft lot item,
Right.
or you should only be selling something that you would wear yourself or have yourself or give as a gift to someone you love and care about. You never sell anything that you wouldn't enjoy receiving as a gift or giving to someone you love as a gift. And and then treating your customers with dignity and respect when there's a problem. And there are buyers who are just, they change their mind. And some people are very pushy and you can't satisfy them. Yes, there are those kind of people, but you still treat them with dignity and respect because you're trying to gain repeat customers. I love my repeat customers. Um,
So I just want to put
because
this out there. Like,
yeah,
people from Reddit didn't all contact you and say, hey, weren't you the one whose jewelry got this or that or the other? Would you put a
no,
video up?
nobody from Reddit contacted me. I had never even been on Reddit when I put my unboxing video out, and people from Reddit got into my comments.
Right.
Um, and I didn't even know they were from Reddit when my comment section had some of these people from Reddit commenting on my channel. I didn't know. I had heard of the app, but I had never been on it. And so um I didn't know anything about it until the niche lady emailed me and said she told me this whole thing about the Reddit group and how they were trying to destroy her. And that's why I needed to take down the video, how I was giving them ammunition. And, and I had wrote her back and I says, I don't know anything about Reddit. I know of Reddit, but I've never been on Reddit.
Uh-huh.
So I decided at that point I'm going to get on Reddit and try and find out what the hell this is.
So were they supportive of you on Reddit when you went
Um,
on there after all this?
yes, I did get support, but I never actually participated much in any
Talking
Reddit
about it
group.
or
I
anything?
mean,
Yeah. Okay.
yes, I jumped on there to support, you know, to support some other resellers that were having some other issues
Mm-hmm.
with other people, not me.
Right.
But, because this was a new form to me and I realized there was a lot going on there. I learned about some other crazy stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I was never prompted, contacted, or encouraged by Reddit or any other forum to expose anyone or to slander or ruin their businesses. And had anyone even asked me ever, I would not do that. I only can share my personal experience. And but I do have to admit, I did tell this story. I did tell this story at the time it was happening. I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it during one of my unboxing videos with my old channel, Big Sky
Mm-hmm.
406 sales, before I took it down.
Right.
And then when I started up the new YouTube channel back last September, because I was feeling bad about taking down my YouTube channel, I had jumped on there and I told a little bit at the end of the very first video on my new channel about this situation with the
Well, I
niche
mean, that's
lady.
pretty natural. I mean, this is an event
Yeah,
that changed your life. Of course, you're going to talk about it. It makes,
yes,
that's how you get through
right.
things in life, right?
But the recent video of Visions of the West Coast, who shared how she was scammed for $11,000 by the niche lady
Mm-hmm.
over this foundation she wanted to start. When I saw that video and I started reading the comments, I it brought up anger and it brought up hurt for me that I didn't know I had been harboring all this time over my experience,
Right.
over what I had experienced. I didn't realize I was affected so badly by that. So when I saw that video and then the people that were defending the niche lady
Mm-hmm.
in Visions of the West Coast, it prompted me to share my story. And not only because of what I was feeling, but also because I wanted to validate what Visions of the West Coast had experienced. How, yes, it's quite possible this woman did this to this other woman because this is the kind of things she does to people. And that's really that because of that video, I felt encouraged to tell my story again because I wanted to bring validation to Visions of the West Coast. And I felt like now is the time people are paying attention and they're listening. Now is the time to get the word out there um, that this person is someone you have to tread cautiously around. And because I don't want to see people like me or Visions of the West Coast who are a little more trusting than others and put faith in people that we don't know. And, that could be my downfall, but it's just my nature to
Mm-hmm.
try and see the good in somebody before I look for the bad. And those are the kind of people that fall into this trap of, you're a sucker. You're going to get what I send you. And if you don't like it, too bad, or I'll ruin you. I'll crush you. I'll throw you to my dogs or flying monkeys. That's as what I've learned they're called, her group of minions that are happy to come after people for her.
And what we've learned through our other channel and stuff is that is what's called parasocial behavior. It's when people latch on to someone they don't really know, but they feel they do from, say, a YouTube video, and then they become close and then they become protective. It's a whole phenomenon, this parasocial behavior.
Sure, it
Victoria
is.
says Hudson would be the last person to do that. She was complicit in the necklace ruse. No pass for me. So what she's saying, she'd be the last person to um, try to get you to work with her. because she was complicit with your thing at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, Hudson Vintage has never reached out to me other than when I put up my video of my experience with the niche lady, my awful experience. Hudson spoke up and said, or she put in the comments, I will refund you in full. And
Mm-hmm.
I wrote her back. And that's the only time she's ever reached out to me. Was that when she offered to refund me.
Well, I
Um,
mean, that was kind of making good for the error, so that's
it
respectable.
was.
You know,
And
that's respectable.
and yes, it was because of Hudson that I felt like but it wasn't all Hudson, so this is just such a gray area because I trusted what Hudson has to say because I saw her and I still see her as a vintage jewelry expert. Um, you know, do I like everything about her? No. Who
Mm-hmm.
does? Who likes everything about everybody? No, a lot of us
Right.
don't. But I don't think the fact that Hudson also questioned the clasp and the look on her face when Danny was saying that it was 10 karat gold is why I don't think Hudson tried to get over on me, but I didn't even think that niche lady was trying to get over on me personally. I just think that niche lady didn't know what she was talking about. Now
Mm-hmm.
that I look back and I've watched that video where I bought the item, because I recently went back and watched it, I've never rewatched the video of where I bought the item from her. And now that I look back on that, Niche flat out said, I tested it. It's 10 karat gold and I tested it. Well, I even have a video on my YouTube channel of testing metals with acid. If it's not gold, it's not going to test
Right.
as gold. So that now that I look back, it was an outright deception and lie. But
Tammy Jones. Right. Go on.
I don't hold Hudson responsible for it.
Okay.
And but I think that her backing Danny on it was probably a decision she regrets. But has she ever reached out and apologized? No. Has but she did offer to make it right
Right.
financially.
Right.
So I have let it go and I do not hold her responsible for it. And I know there are others who think I should, but
Mm-hmm.
that's my
Yeah.
choice to not hold her responsible. And will I still watch her videos? Yes. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't blame her one bit for never wanting to partner up with another person again
Yeah.
because it can really be damaging to your reputation.
Of course. Tammy Jones
And
said bad sellers make all resellers look bad and affects everyone. Joni
yes,
says no, but kind of keep up on the drama. And then Joni says, believe it or not, there was a time she had good advice and a decent person. And then Victoria says, who are you talking about, Joni? Niche, please give an example. Joni says there was a time back around 2015 or so that Danny the Niche Lady did have some good selling advice about reselling. Okay. Joni said the Niche Lady was also known as the Danny app back then. And she did have a business called the Danny app back then. And she was also doing these Vegas things that were like a marketing where people paid to learn from her how to do things. And I think her whole family, her ex-husband was involved and stuff like that. And it seemed very profitable for her. I don't know how much
yes.
those people learned. I have no idea what was taught. I have no idea what was made. I have no idea how much it cost. It just seemed like some kind of a marketing tier thing to me from what I saw,
Yeah.
because that would fit with what she does. And the other thing she's doing now is this school SKOOL thing where you pay for her education online. And that is a tier thing for sure. That is a
Yeah.
tier thing. the money that she gets goes to somebody who's above her, goes to somebody who's above them, and whoever, where you are in the tier makes how much you make, and one of those things. JDA, please
Right.
come back up here. If you need the link, let me know. I don't know.
Yeah.
JDA says he's here again. And Diane Wilson says, David has no proof the person leaving full carts is the person you are discussing. And no, I am not a follower of the niche lady. Okay, that's your opinion, Diane, and that's his opinion. He made those calls. He described her on the phone. That's what was told to him. So he believes that to be true. And he's the one who said he made the call. So,
You,
it's
you
up
know,
for grabs.
a lot of some of the people, I did get comments on my video trying to trap me into something such as releasing the emails. And I happen to know because I did some volunteer work for a city councilwoman who was a legal aid, and she had she had told me that emails, are protected under I think it's CAPA or something. There's some sort of law that actually protects emails, and without written consent from the other party in the emails, it can be considered, um, you can actually get criminal charges or fines for releasing emails without written consent from the other party. And I had people come into my comments on my video asking me to release the emails or show the emails in a video. And I right away kind of felt like that was a trap. But they also ended their comments with, I'm not a follower of Danny's, or I'm not a follower of the niche lady. I got that a lot in ones that I could tell they were clearly supporters of hers, but trying to get me to say something that would incriminate myself, or not incriminate myself because I haven't done anything criminal, but I guess I'm having a hard time trying to find the right words for this. But to trying to trap me in something that could be used against me, in other words, they would end their comment with, and I'm not a follower of niche. I
Right.
don't follow niche. So
Um,
whenever I see that now, I get a little leery.
let's see. Let me see where we are with questions and stuff. Hang on one sec. The link is coming, JD. Hang on a second. Funky's in the middle of something, and I can't drop the link myself. So, let's see. Cynthia says she only did that for propaganda for her channel. JDA says Dawn is a good person. She is the real deal. Joni says niche lady knows nothing about jewelry. And Cynthia says, Diane, I agree. He was meh. His bombshell fizzled out. A dud. Who was meh? David? Is that what you're talking about? I thought David presented well. JDA says the niche claims. Victoria Sampson says Hudson said the class of alone is worth more than the necklace. Hudson could have said, well, I can't really verify the class. Yes. And, I think also let's give her kind of a benefit of the doubt. She was working with Danny. They were in a
Can
business
I
together, and she kind of trusted her.
can,
No?
can I respond to Hudson? She's commenting in the chat and she has to go back to work.
Okay. Yes. Sure. Go ahead. Oh, let me.
Yeah,
I'll,
I'm sorry you find this disappointing, Dawn.
she wants
I
me to read.
didn't know you were.
Let me.
Yeah, Dawn. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Do what
Okay.
you're gonna do. It's just Dawn said she has to leave.
Yeah, I know. I'll read her comment out loud. It says, hello, please read my comment out loud. I said I did not know about you. I did not know I had to police her. I was blocked from commenting on your video, DK. Okay, now you can respond.
Yeah, I didn't know that she was blocked on my video. I didn't even know how that happened because I never blocked her. Um,
Okay, and
so that's weird.
then she says, also, I said I was sorry in the first line of my response to you. You must have forgotten. And then she says, I blocked by UD. Read my comment under your video, whatever that says, whatever that means. So maybe
Huh.
you two can work it out, and just discuss it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Because I don't hold I don't hold Hudson responsible. And like I don't know if she heard me saying this, but I could see on the expression on her face that she was even questioning the clasp of that necklace.
right?
And she even asked, Danny, gosh, I hate saying her name. If she even asked Niche Lady if you know,
If she
if it
attested it,
was,
if she attested,
yes. She asked her. She questioned it too. So that's why I'm saying
right?
That's what I'm saying. It's such a gray area, but I think Hudson is actually a victim as well, and she was suckered in. Um, this is a gray area, and I'm not trying to cause problems for Hudson Vintage because I think her videos of her own channel are very good and very informative, and she teaches us a lot about vintage jewelry. And it was her channel that taught me a lot when I decided to start selling jewelry. So, and the fact that she came out and warned JDA about Niche, um,
I think
says
she was
a lot.
diligent too with her warning and by talking to the wife and trying to get through that he was going to be the next victim for sure. So, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see. Let me go up because there was something going on up above there. Diane Wilson, I believe you are correct, and that it would be considered hearsay. This is talking about the whole Goodwill thing. He does have proof, however, on the video she put out calling him a scammer. Okay. And then Madame Bijou said Hudson Vintage has been a victim of the niche lady's shenanigans too. I'm sure she has because it just seems to be that anyone who has worked with this woman does not come out unscathed, or has dealt with her in a controversial way, like they didn't
right,
like and they tried to return it. I mean,
right,
you can see on some of her comments too how she reacts to people who are contrary to what she wants to say. It's
right.
condescending in a lot of ways. Cynthia, JDA says Dawn is not responsible for what Danny sold. No, I kind of tend to agree. Cynthia says Hudson for the years has kissed Niche's butt. The niche stink lingers. It does. Um, Joni says she was okay before the money. How do you know, Joni? Do you know her? If she was okay before the money. Victoria Sampson says, so Joni, Niche was such a saint and just turned into this deceitful, insidious person because of money? Uh, well, that's one for the numbers, I guess. Decetus Boho Flamingo. I watched her years back. First of all, she doesn't know a thing about jewelry and definitely not gold. I've watched her. She wings it. Once she said she trained thoroughbred horses and was from racetrack. I knew she was a con artist. Alex says, yes, how does that work? JDA says that school is a joke. And I know she got a bunch of people on there to join her people on her channel, her old ladies, to join that school. And I think even Hudson might have been on that school for a bit because she was starting it when she was still dealing with Hudson. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure, you know. Um,
You know, and what I think Hudson's referring to, and she can come on and correct me because I have a feeling she's probably listening while she's doing her work, because I do that often. I'm busy with my jewelry doing my work, and but I am listening in the background to things. So probably when Hudson tried to come on to my video and said she couldn't comment, that was probably my original channel during the time all of this happened,
Uh, uh,
because I did block her at the time of my
okay.
old channel when all this was happening, because I had received an email from Niche um, that had told me that I needed to take down my video because it was hurting the Niche Shopping Network,
Right.
and that Hudson Vintage was getting on her case to have me take it down. So she kind of used Hudson in a way to try and intimidate me to take down my video.
Right.
And I think that's what prompted, and I don't think, I know that's what prompted me to block Hudson at the time, because
Mhm.
it made me feel like they're in cahoots. So, and, but that's probably, now looking back at everything, that was probably just Niche using Hudson to pressure me.
Uh,
Um, because I probably mentioned in one of my emails to Niche that I trusted that Niche Shopping Network because of Hudson. So Danny probably saw the opportunity to use Hudson as leverage to try and get me to take down my video. So I probably did block Hudson from commenting on my original channel if she did try to apologize, because I know on this newer channel of mine, she was able to comment
okay.
and she
Well,
did offer a refund. And
well, then we have kind of that figured out, you know?
yes,
So there's some resolution, I guess, there. Um,
there is.
so let's see what else we have. Um, Cynthia says, lay down with dogs, get up with fleas. Alex says, Danny, a swinger, that's gross. Desi Boho Flamingo says, I refrained from buying from Hudson because she was hooked up with her. And I believe that's why Hudson said she won't hook up with anybody else now, because it probably affected her business. Nish
Right.
even know about real antique items. She has no experience. Victoria says, Hudson disappointed because on the chat, a person has freedom to say what they think. Sounds like it's lingo. Sharon Bolt says, does YouTube do anything to help with niche BS? Well, there's always ways to report people if they break the rules on YouTube. And you'd have to look at what rules that are being broken. Um,
And it has to be rules broken on YouTube and not like in emails or somewhere else.
right. So you can't report people because you don't like them. That's not going
Right.
to. Denise's Boho Flamingo. I laughed every time I watched Niche. I worked for DeSalvo Auctions in New York City, and my ex husband was a thoroughbred horse trainer who trained for David Cassidy. I know the real deal. Well, good on you, as we say to our Aussie friends. Alex says, I wouldn't buy from Hudson Vintage either. Okay, that's your opinion. There's the link for StreamYard if anyone else would like to come up. Um, let's see. Ronnie says her school has 28 members currently. I've not seen it above 32, and it spells like Ronnie says, SKOOL. And Flamingo says, you see, the racetrack is a con artist game. Well, that's good to know. Cynthia says, Hudson's disappointed because some of us see her. Okay. Flamingo says, every time I tried to get her attention about the racetrack and her being a horse trainer, she never elaborated. I saw through her and that was it. Good on you. Um, Madame Bijou says, that's okay. Plenty of us watch HV and learn from her. Okay. I think Hudson Vintage has some beautiful jewelry myself. I've seen some beautiful stuff she's had,
Yes.
and I think she knows how to pick items very, very well. Danae Labarge, I unsubscribed from both of them. They was getting crazy on their shows. I did watch them, but their moods on their shows started changing. I can see why. I can only imagine. Um, Flamingo said it's called The Gift of Gab, and Danny has it. Yes, she does. Italian girl, Italian girl. I'm not even going to read your comment. You're crazy. Cynthia McPhee. Yes, Desi. She's afraid of anyone who knows what they're talking about. Tammy Jones. I was just thinking about how Nishi's recently posted that she was doing a live and Dawn fired pickers and she didn't know what it was going to happen. Would be interesting to know if that was the truth. Yes, Dawn, we'd like to know the truth on that. How did that come about? Danae says, I do follow Carrie the Desert Mermaid and Mike E and Sunny, and they are awesome crew. Flamingo says, oh yes, Cynthia, I caught it. Denise Flamingo says, Hudson does have good jewelry. And Funky says, Hudson has amazing jewelry. And Denise Flamingo says, oh, I love Carrie. She's a good person, and it shines through on camera. I love her. So it's 3:19. Is there anyone else who would like to come back up and talk? We have 158 in the crew. We have 94 likes. We like to get 100 for every show. If I could get 6 more likes, it would make me very happy. Because we have 159, it's only 6 more likes. Let's see. Bijou says, yes, Funky. She knows her stuff. Cindy says, Carrie. Nancia. I recognize that name. I think she's on Hudson's stuff. Tammy Niche told Dawn to call Picker Road and fire them. Oh, so there's some tea. So it came from Niche, not Dawn. And I wonder why she made Dawn do the dirty work and not herself. Any thoughts? Any words on that? Um, let's see. Victoria says, if Dawn wouldn't grift the bidding on her prices, I agree, nice pieces, but she gets 5 times what prices are worth. That's what bothers me about her. Well, she also has people willing to pay that. So there's that.
Can I talk a little bit on that subject?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I had somebody comment, or message me on my eBay store and says, I would like to offer you $10 for this item because I know you're going to make profit.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, you don't know that because you don't know how much I had to pay for that item. Plus, I have fees and expenses. So it's not always cut and dry.
Well,
And
I
some
mean,
items
they
are,
don't understand too that when you're thrifting and you're selling your stuff, it takes time to find things. It takes time to clean things. It takes time to list things. It takes time to wrap things up. It takes time to find them if you're searching like you do and you were buying in bulk, you were searching and that you got to pick
yeah,
things up sometimes, you got to store things. It takes time. So that time that people who thrift put into stuff that they're selling is their own payment to themselves, like
sure.
you're working. So yes, you may pick up something for $5 and sell it for 25, but there's also a lot that goes into that, you know. Buying your
Right,
supplies, getting all your supplies and stuff to work at home, to sell it, to weigh it, to take it
sure.
to the post office. I mean, people don't look at all that. People just say, oh, she got it cheap and look at how much she's making. She's ripping them off. I don't
Right.
agree. I agree there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah. The bidding part, I don't sell my stuff auction style, and I probably will never sell on YouTube. Um, uh, but bidding, because I just seen that Victoria Sampson commented on we know that bidders overpaid. And yeah, bidding is crazy because some people will bid high just because they don't want other people to have it. They're like, I know because I've tried to bid on auction lots to source jewelry. And sometimes I'm like, I wanted that so bad, I'll just keep paying for it. But that's ridiculous because you end up overpaying for something. And and bidding is really bidders need to know their limits. But yeah, bidding is a
Exactly.
tricky one. It's tricky. Me personally, I'm not bidding and I've been sourcing all my jewelry online mostly and buying from other sellers. I I hardly ever, I live in a very tiny little mountain town, hundreds of miles from a Goodwill or a city. So for me, I've had to do a lot of sourcing. Sometimes I can pick up jewelry at yard sales that are local, but there's hardly any of those where I live. So I've had to buy online, but I'm getting ready to move into a travel trailer and travel the United States
Mm-hmm.
and live full time in RV parks. I just got a Thousand Trails RV membership and I got a lifetime one so I can stay at all of their RV parks. And I'm going to start sourcing all my jewelry at mom and pop shops, at gem and mineral shows, at flea markets. And that's how I'm going to start buying my jewelry because I now want to handle the jewelry. I don't want to buy it online anymore. I want to look at the piece.
Right.
And now that I feel confident enough to know what I'm looking for, I'm
Right.
going to start doing this soon. And I'm probably just going to create a website and sell on my website. I'll probably link it on my YouTube channel, but I don't think I'll ever sell on YouTube.
Italian Girl
Um,
says, does Hudson Vintage have a channel? Yes, it's called Hudson Vintage. I believe she has a show coming on later this afternoon, and she does have pretty stuff. Tammy Jones
she
says,
does.
thanks, Nancia, for clearing that up. Victoria says, Nancia, you bought that crystal necklace for $175 from Niche. Was it worth it? Just curious. Cynthia says Hudson doesn't want to talk about it. Okay. Italian Girl doesn't like turquoise. Diane's here, says, hey, Funky and everyone. Man of Bijou, this isn't about Hudson Vintage. It's about the rat niche bitch. Uh, Tammy says 175. Wow. Flamingo says, I actually couldn't understand Hudson with niche. It didn't make sense to me. That is who her partner would be because Hudson is so knowledgeable and seasoned. That was a level down for Hudson. Yeah, it was kind of odd. Victoria says, I'm talking about the bidding part. Most of us know the winner overpaid and will never recoup her purchase price. Flamingo says, just saying. Manabiju says, very true. Desi says, that was the weirdest duo ever. Tammy says, the sellers on NSN all had to have been disappointed about how their subscriber count was. Cynthia says, Jason Adams doesn't know or doesn't allow bidding. Oh, yeah, he has a set price. Manabiju says, I'm jealous, DK, living the nomad life. Cynthia says, Desi, why would she team up with her? Let's see. Desi says, who knows? Buick Invicta says, BJ, you'll have fun sourcing in person. And
DK.
Madame Bijou says, I can't wait till the end of September. Madame Bijou says, heart. And Buick Invicta says, sorry, DK. Now, I'm getting tired,
Me too.
and you are too. Is there anyone else who wants to come up? Anyone else wants to say anything? We have 149. We got our 100. We got 103, which is great. I appreciate everyone for coming and speaking their truths. Remember, they're their truths, they're how they feel. We're just supporting people who need to speak out about what has happened to them.